backwards, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hello. Hello, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. That's very slim.
Yeah.
Pen, but I'm using better recording.
Cool.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Does it have a laser in it and everything?
I have this.
That one. Oh,
This is a pen too.
should have an Excalibur one.
The world's changing.
You are in the future.
It is. The world changed a long time ago. A long time ago. Hello, everyone.
Hello. Quite a season for Uther this year. Season 3 that we've seen. You mentioned it to us. He's going to go through the ringer. Boy, did he ever.
Oh boy. Oh boy. The chickens definitely came home to roost. Who needs a daughter like that, you know what I mean? Okay, so I denied the fact she was my daughter for a while, but, you know, get over it. Yeah, no, it's he's basically just kind of left hanging there now. He's kind of, you'll see in the trailers. It's basic sort of theme of Madness of King George. Who rules when the king is unable to? It's cool.
I like when Uther was hurt and he kind of had the little conflict with Arthur to replace him, like at the battlefield. That was really interesting.
Yeah, there were a couple of the tournament that basically Arthur proved that he was a king. And it was nice the fact that they gave Uther the power to recognise and to just doff his cap. You're there.
What's coming up for 4?
Well, as I say, it's about the madness of King George. It's like what he's ready, but and the king is not there. You know what I mean? So what happens? It messes with the equilibrium, creates a vacuum. So it's good. And Morgana, she's just bad, getting better.
So obviously in the Arthurian legend, Uther eventually has to die for Arthur to become king. Does that ever make you nervous between the seasons?
Nah. I'm just thankful that I wasn't in Camelot. I'd have died in the first episode. No, it's the bottom line is, as I say, you can mess with things, and they do. They mess with kind of people's general concept of the legend. The legend sort of is kind of out there.
Right.
And first 2 seasons, people, purists were going, how can you do this to a legend that is sort of deeply in the British consciousness? Well, they've got over it now, and if they're not watching, then bye bye. There are enough people now watching who are just enjoying good storytelling, and that storytelling can lead the writers where they want to go. They're not sort of bound by the laws of the legend. It's cool.
Excellent. Good. We like having you on.
Thank you.
I remember the first season, one of the things that you brought up when we spoke about it was Uther was very one note in a lot of ways. He kept playing that same sort of stanza. It must be nice the fact that as the show has gone on, the next couple of seasons, he's able to expand beyond that magic's bad.
Well, yeah, except, what was really fun in season 3 was the fact that, magic's bad, and will you use some magic when I need you to? It was kind of fun. Basically, the fact that he's a complete hypocrite. It's always good fun to play. You had to establish his entrenched point of view in order to be able to progress. And so seasons 1 and 2, he became more and more entrenched. But for some time I've been playing that when you have a limited box of tools, you've got a hammer and a wrench and that's it. when you have to tackle the more intricate jobs, kind of budget, you know what I mean? There's a very sweet, there's a focus puller, a second camera operator, Ivan, who's Irish, and every time Uther makes one of his classically bad decisions, he says, way to go, Uther. you know it's going to come back and bite him.
Are there outtakes of this guy yelling that out? Or?
No, he just and sort of he just got to a point where he just look at me and we break up. you know that it's going to come back.
Yeah.
Screw with him.
So now that free agents got Uther, will we be seeing less of Uther in the rest of the season?
Well, the thing that the boys of Johnny and Julian have always been extremely open about is sort of making Richard and myself. We've always been able to do stuff outside. Sort of, they've been very generous with our time. So not necessarily. We'd sort of work around the schedule, and it's very refreshing having open-minded producers like that.
For you, how's it? I mean, the Buffy thing is obviously still going, so you've still got that phenomenon of cult following. I'm stating the obvious. I said obvious.
It's good. No, it's great. It's great. It never ceases to amaze me the power of Buffy. It's the most extraordinary. It's kind of part of the ethos. It really is. It's not like one of those TV shows that sort of people go, it's like it really is because it was such great writing. It's lived on, and what's very exciting is there's a whole generation of producers who came up as writers who hold it in great, they revere it greatly, and so it's nice to go into a producer's office and goes, Giles. It's like,
What's about
2 more questions.
in the comic, this last series?
Season 8, yeah.
Season 8, he dies.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, how does it feel about getting to play that moment? And do you feel bummed that Giles is dead?
I didn't get to play it. It was done in a comic book.
I know. I was trying to say. That's what I'm saying. You get bummed that you didn't get to play that.
Bottom line is, especially in Joss's universe. I mean, I think the 7 seasons when it basically left the land when it should have, and I think the idea of of having a season 8 in a comic book film is genius, and he's got some of the best writers have extended and have given it a longevity. Because one of the things that we were talking about a long time ago was an animated series, and it got screwed with. And one of the reasons that I was very sad about that was because you can go places in an animated series that you can't in a live action series, unless you go into a serious computer graphics land. But ultimately, where else, if you can't do an animated series, then the comic book makes such sense, because it can get bigger. It can go. There was one storyline in the comic with
That was only one.
Dude. Anyway, I would love to have played that moment, but the bottom line is, it's if it's going to be out there, it's good that it's in comic book. The only thing was that Joss didn't get to tell me. He was beaten to it by one of the editors of Dark Horse, who said, "Did Joss tell you what he's done?" I thought I was going to get a promotion or something.
Aww.
Yeah, he killed you. And then Joss literally peered over his shoulder and went, "You told him?" "No." I was going to tell him. I'm going to break it gently. But anyway, no, it's cool. It's all good. All good.
You've been reading the comics then, I
Dipped in and out. I haven't, and I've seen my death. Not many people can say that.
When I brought up the Buffy thing, the point I was going to make, now you've got Merlin, which is another big giant cult. So is that weird having this giant cult everywhere you go?
No, it's fantastic. I mean, Repo. Whether you love it or hate it, Repo has a huge following. It's fantastic. I'm going.